I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Dolphins going up against the Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle as I'm proud to welcome in the newest members of the Madden family. That's our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Today, the opener of the 2016 NFL season between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking deep for his tight end, Cameron. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jordan Cameron, 54 yards. And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead. Now Andrew Frank's on for the point after. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this will be a touchback, so a first chance here in Week 1 to see the ball be brought out with the new rule to the 25-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes this for 3 to the 29. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop. And this offense often hinges on one of the best tight ends in the league, and that's Jimmy Graham.
I think he made up for lost time when he got to the NFL because in college, he was mainly a basketball player, a defender who couldn't score. Now he's flipped it around in the NFL. Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to score.
17 yards on the pickup. There, the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now Boykin on second down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They're still in search of the first down after that last completion. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Now it's Boykin. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So on fourth down, here's the Canadian-born punter, John Ryan, to kick it away for Seattle. The dangerous Jarvis Landry back for Miami. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively...
And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over. At the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Here's Boykin. Steps away to his left. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And a look at the starters for the Miami defense.
Cameron Wake may have begun his career in Canada, But in the NFL, he's been one of the top pass rushers since he's entered the league.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy. Brandon, it's a situation like this where a head coach writes himself a note before the game. Remember, it's a long game. You don't have to chase points early. But on the other hand, it's a huge disappointment if you only come away with 3 after a big drive. Let's see what he decides to do.
They're going on 4th. Boykin, a hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand. They come out here in the eye. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. And on your screen, the offensive starters, Jarvis Landry, a guy that we profile.
Love his game. Not only is he going to beat you with athleticism, he's going to outwork you as well. And look for him to hurt you also in the kick return game.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Here's Matt Darr now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He'll take it at the 42. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
The rookie Boykin to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, use his speed to get there in the run game.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Cameron Wake makes plays like that look simple because I think he plays with excellent leverage. Really does a nice job of being lower than the offensive guy trying to block him and gets underneath them and goes up and down the line of scrimmage to make those types of plays.
It kept him to a short run play there.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. That's caught at the 1. 2 yards is all they'll get on. The completion, it's 4th down. And what they're challenging here is the spot of the ball, and this is probably the hardest challenge to win.
So difficult because the speed of the game, the angles of the cameras, your angle from the sideline watching the play can often fool you into thinking that the ball should be placed in a different spot.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of...
He's got a man, complete, 20, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
Super toe.
Play clock winding down. They go play action here on first down. He sets to fire deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
The play-action fake. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The two-time Pro Bowler, Bobby Wagner, in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. They'll come out in the pistol. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man, that's Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Off the corner, where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game, no gain.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Out of the pistol look, it's Miller. And a cutback left and a crease here. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Lamar Miller, 27 yards. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Second and 10 now, Boykin. And left side here, it's Graham. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. And good to see Jimmy back out there moving okay after the ruptured patella in Week 12 last year. You've dealt with that injury, haven't you?
I have, and let me tell you, you know that expression, I feel your pain? I felt Jimmy's when it happened. Now, mine didn't happen.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, yeah, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
So now here come the Dolphins. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
That confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. It's Landry now on the end around. A gain of 3, second down. Second down following the run.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
And caught by Cameron right side. 15 yards through the air and a first down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. They come out here in the eye.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! Gun! Gun!
Here's again to Miller. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Parker left side. It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
Now it's Franks following the made field goal to send it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. To throw is Boykin, buying time to his left.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going to throw right side here, complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Watch it now, Barney. Hurry up, here we go. No. Check. Patriot. Over.
Miller, the lone setback. Now a play fake here on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Boykin. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. 23 yards on the play.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision. And receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Here we go. Man 38.
Boykin on 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Miller, the lone setback. He's going to get the football. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. On play action, they'll throw. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
A nickel look by Seattle on 3rd down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Now back to throw. He's got time. He's got his man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 10 yards still left on second down. Second and 10, it's Boykin again. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola. And then, of course, to Stanford. And, boy, he's been good. He's got time in the pocket. Now he'll escape to his right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And a cut to the sideline. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 56 yards. So the offense lining up 1st and 10. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They're going to look to throw. His tight end, Jordan Cameron, the intended target. And it's 4th and 4.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach, but it kept the offense out of the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it'll give the Seahawks a first down. They'll throw on first with Boykin, being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Ohio! Let's go! Let's go!
Now they'll throw it with Boykin. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And partner, nice little connection there on the corner route.
The receiver set it up perfectly, worked his way inside, and then broke it back to the outside for the completion.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Some runs are blocked so well, he almost...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick 6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Come on, let's go!
On second down, it's Boykin. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Wake in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Boykin. He's going to let this one go deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And it's 4th down. Here's John Ryan now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Miller, the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
Second and goal to go now. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Lamar Miller, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. First down, Boykin rolling to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Another pistol look here.
Green 39! Green 39!
Mike's 54! Mike's 54! We own them! We own them!
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And throw right side complete to Parker. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike.
On second down, here's Miller. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. And they're going to speed things up here. He'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And fourth down coming up. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And Frank's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3.
Now it's Franks following the made field goal to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And not a good return here. He is brought down at the 7-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Now the rookie Boykin eluding the pressure right. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And how about this, a fake? Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Thomas. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Miller, the lone setback. They'll come out front. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Dolphins, it's a win in the debut of rookie head coach Adam Gase. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Adam Gase, 1-0 as head coach of the Dolphins, as we say so long from Seattle.